Live.
I pushed the button.
You pushed the button.
Did we really go live?
Wait a
Somebody
minute.
killed me, please.
What?
I want to
Tuesday?
die.
No, you.
I want
This
to
one.
die.
Which one?
Oh.
Welcome to Clickbait Sports.
Dumpster fire with Tom tagging along.
Yes, basically. And no, Scooter got hired by ESPN. No, it's just we're down 2 hosts. Today, we asked for some backups to show up, and absolutely
There's
nobody
no
was
consideration.
available.
Well, it's obviously because you told him at the last minute, you stupid dunce. You ever think of that? You ever think of that?
This could be
Why
a
do we
great
do an
episode.
Eiffel Tower on somebody and then do it like that? Huh? Huh?
That's not a bad Irish accent, honestly.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
By the way, folks, if you're just tuning in, Tree, can you explain why you are doing the things that you're doing currently in life?
Let me put it to you this way, lads. I lost a bit on Clickbait Sports the other day. And instead, I said that the Steelers were going to Super Bowl, and I was waving them towels around like a good old yinzer. I was drinking a batch of Guinness from the morning noon. But here's the thing you need to understand. I made too much money, and I need to pay it back. So that's why I dress up with this terrible elf get-up, and now I have to wear this shirt that says "Keep calm and hate the Steelers." I'm going to take this terrible towel and put it right up the bunghole. But I do have another punishment as well. I do have a video that's coming out about the lies of Matt Canada, the best offensive line coach and coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He helped the Cleveland Brownies to win the game and forced me to do this terrible punishment. But let's go ahead and do the deed for ourselves.
Oh, Canada, your offense is so bland. Hail the 3 and out, always stuck in quicksand. With bitter groans we see the strife build up heels and jet sweeps. We plead to thee, O Canada, throat food, George Pickens already. God get this man back to college, please. Oh, Canada, please just resign for me. Oh, Canada, please just resign for me. That was as bad as the Matt Canada offense. Goddamn.
Wow, Tree, I'm impressed by the
Stand for your
singing.
national anthem. You stand.
Yes.
His voice was as flatter as my wife's ass.
I want to see who Elfie is married to.
Well, I'm going to say, you know who else is Murphy's really married to, folks? DraftKings Sportsbook.
This is what they're paying us money for.
This is what your money buys. All right, I'll
Yes.
do the DraftKings because we cannot take the
You can't do that.
Irish.
I mean, you can't do that with an Irish accent like this.
can't
I'm
do
going
it.
out of character. I'm losing my
can't
mind. I need to
do
go
it.
and shave.
Captain. All right, I got to do this and that. All right, it's officially fall, which means football season is in full swing. While teams are spending their week practicing and prepping for the next game, you can get in on the action too. Today's video sponsor, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is dishing out a sweet offer for all their new customers. All new customers need to do is sign up using promo code Clickbait. Where's the overlay?
I got you.
You got it? Bet $5 on any football team to win and receive an additional $200 in free bets if your bet cashes. That's right. New customers who bet at least $5 on any football team to win this weekend, even tonight, will get an additional $200 in free bets if your bet hits. Plus, with same game parlays, you can combine multiple bets from the same game to give yourself a shot at even bigger winnings all season long. For those of you that are in a state where betting's not legal yet, we got DraftKings Fantasy, and there's a cat with a big cat butthole in your face right there. Remember, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. New customers use promo code. Where is it? Clickbait. It's clickbait. It's the word clickbait. And receive $200 in free bets if their bets hit after placing a $5 pregame wager. Again, that's promo code clickbait.
Mr. Tom, I have a quick question for you lot.
You're not going to do this the whole show, are you?
Oh, yeah. See,
it's part of a punishment, I would say. But is there any chance I could get that cat? I do need to make a nice stew for the wife tonight.
she might claw your face off. She might.
Well, maybe she could. But there's one more thing that I need to do before I do. I need to talk to you about auctionofchampions.com.
Oh, we're going to do two. We're going to go back-to-back reads. Okay.
Well, do you think we should just do like...
No, we got to do the opening segment. People have waited. We're 5 minutes in and we haven't even talked about who sucks. Gosh, can we do this segment?
Sucks. You ever think of that?
We'll do this segment. Gosh, this is like, I feel like a parent with kindergartners here.
I got
to do this segment, and then we'll do the auction of the champions read, okay?
That cut looks delicious, by the way.
I don't know how to
get in my belly. He's not Scottish, you're Irish. All right. So we got some pretty bad teams, right? So far to start the year. The Texans are awful. The who
Bears.
else is bad?
The Bears.
The Bears are pretty bad.
The
Colts are bad. I don't know if you can put that on Matt Ryan.
9 fumbles for Matt Ryan. 9.
So we got 3 of us.
Really bad too.
And we got to determine who the bottom 3 QBs in the NFL are right now. Tom Grassi, I'm going to call on you first. I'm going to give you this softball because I know exactly who you're going to say because the bias is strong. Tom, who is the worst QB in the NFL right now?
Bias? What are you talking about? There's no bias here. And I'm just saying that maybe Justin Fields is not doing so hot lately. Now, I will say, I think there's 2 reasons as to why. Maybe 3. 1, he might not be too good. But 2, the offensive line is terrible. I mean, last week against the Giants, you know this. You beat the crap. You sacked him, 6 times? I think it was 6.
Yeah, the Giants. Well, all they did was send Mike Fires like right up the middle. Like
that's all they did.
Pressure.
But that's even on offense. The Giants just ran the same play over and over and over again. They were just like, all right, we got this.
Yeah.
So that
why make it complicated?
Play calling is also pretty atrocious. So that's not going too well. And again, he's like a young QB. So like Fields right now, so he has 471 yards, which is the lowest amongst QBs that have played every single game this year. On top of that, he's averaging 7 yards per attempt. He has 2 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. But he's also been sacked 16 times, which I think is just behind Carson Wentz at 17 and tied with Joe Burrow at 16. So, yeah, Wentz is up there. Like, Wentz would definitely be up there for one of my worst, but Fields is having a rough go of things right now.
The Bears be doing him no favors either. He's getting mauled by Bears behind the line.
He's got a completion percentage of only 50%.
He threw, I think, 22 times against you guys, and like that was the most that he like. That was almost all of his attempts for the first 3 weeks.
It's pretty bad. And the thing is like, how many excuses do you give Justin Fields at this point? They're like, all right, you started under Matt Nagy, now you're under who's the coach now? Who's the head coach?
Eberflus?
Eberflus.
Yeah.
And now, okay, like, but he's at some point he's got to take control of his ability. Like, he's not developing as fast as you want him to, and it's kind of sad that the Chicago used all that draft capital on Justin Fields and you didn't get much. And that hasn't happened before, has it?
What?
drafting a
Using-
quarterback really high and then him not working out in Chicago?
Oh, never. No, it's
Has that
never
ever
happened.
happened?
No,
Never,
I don't
never.
think so.
I mean,
would
they
say-
they have the worst receiving core in the league, and that's not me being biased. That's just statistically, like they're not. I think
Well,
it's
yeah.
just a perfect storm that if Justin Fields even was really good, I don't know how much he could even showcase it because again, he's behind that O-line. It's bad play calling, and he doesn't really have anyone to throw the ball to. Their run game is their way that they win football games, and if you take that out, then it's kind of done.
All right, my Irish friend here, urinating tree.
Talk
What
about
do you
that
say, lassie, laddie, whatever, lassie?
Lassie.
Oh,
You say I
little
got a
lass-
rack? Ooh,
Oh,
keep going, hit the
$100
You
from
got that.
Antonio Bays,
Steelers.
AB hitting me with 100 for Frodo. Damn.
Frodo.
Oh yeah, we ain't.
For
mentioned-
Frodo. I knew a guy named Frodo Baggins. We ate him for dinner one time. It was good.
Tree's
They talk
just
about
like
second dinner and so forth.
Tree's just a cannibal.
I might be
Eating
hungry. I
fellow
don't
hobbit.
know.
What's the elf's name in Cleveland?
Uh,
On the logo,
Isn't it Brownie?
Brownie.
yeah.
Yes, Brownie the elf. Okay, give us your hot take on who the worst QB is. And this will
I would
shape-
say my scorching hot take of the day, sponsored by Keebler Elves or something like that.
DraftKings.
But I
Get
would
your
say
cookies.
it's something a little more recently. You know, he used to be a quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. He used to be our savior, but then he tore his shoulder, and we cast him out like some of the bad elves who decided to go on a union strike. His name is Baker Mayfield. He's not good at all. He's been really rough. He's been having issues in the pocket. His balls keep getting batted down, which you could probably see in the bedroom too these days. But I want to say one thing as well. My accent is going all over the place, which is just like Baker Mayfield in the pocket. He keeps moving around. He doesn't really have anywhere to throw to. Maybe Christian McCaffrey will get like 25 yards, and then Matt Rule bitches at him for not throwing the football and all this stuff like that. But I would say in one thing, this situation has been as erratic as Baker Mayfield in the pocket. And now he's bashing the fans again because they're booing him.
Mhm.
I mean, he's turning into Johnny Football in front of our very eyes. Oh, well, how do you think, Five?
The
I
thing
love how
with
the
Baker,
accent is just like slowly veering into other cultures.
yeah, like you're an Indian dude. at
That's the
one
problem. Like,
point.
it's gone from Irish to Pakistani to Scottish to Indian to I think there's a touch of Russian in there.
There's a Greek guy in
Brazilian.
there.
Yeah. By the end, you're gonna be like, duh.
You're gonna be like, hey, and this Baker Mayfield character, he's so bad. Hey, oh, what am I talking about?
The
here?
Baker Mayfield guy, he is bad as a
He don't throw the ball very good, very poor ball. It's not good.
Like, hey, Baker Mayfield. Oh,
I'm
all
good.
right.
I'm going to give him
Uh,
half. He can't refuse. Yeah.
My thing with Baker is like there was so much hope for him to like. It's like, all right, he was so disrespected. They cast him out of Cleveland just because he, he played on a hurt shoulder, and you're like, oh, this is a feel good story. He goes to Carolina, the only team that wants him. He's got that huge chip on his injured shoulder, and he's throwing 54% with 4 TDs, 3 INTs, and is just not producing. And he's attempting a lot of passes to suck that bad. Like he should be handing the ball off to CMC, but he's not. He's just like, all right, I'm just going to drop back and I'm play Baker Mayfield hero ball. And it's not working. Tom, what do you see?
Because he has like there was a stat, and this doesn't include last week. It was the week before that he had like less than 2 seconds in the pocket, and everyone looked at the offensive line because the offensive line is still improving, right? Like they went and addressed it a little bit in the draft, but it still needs to get better. But the problem is not his offensive line is god awful. It's the fact that like he doesn't, like you said, he doesn't allow anything to develop, and his immediate mode is like, I need to run, I need to get out of the pocket, I need to like scramble, I need to move around. And that's going to lead to him being sacked and making poor decisions. So I think it's just a mix of a lot of things that is not helping in Carolina. I think that, they have DJ Moore, but I think that, in terms of wide receivers, they don't have the best of guys. And it's not, and Matt Rule is garbage. Like he's not good. Their offensive coordinator is not good. So I don't know
a
what.
bit about that with Ben McAdoo.
Yeah,
Ben
there you go.
McAdoo.
But,
All right, you
yeah.
guys are putting me in a tough spot because you guys took the 2 easy answers.
You could go
And now I
Carson
have to
Wentz.
go.
Shit, lad.
I have to go dig out somebody who sucks. And I am actually going to go, even though he's injured right now, this is kind of unfair, but Jameis Winston was terrible in his first 3 starts. 4 TDs, 5 picks, decent completion percentage, but he just broke down. Like, I guess as he got more, like, they should have taken him out much earlier. I guess that's unfair to handcuff him because his back was broken. He's like, my back is broken. But he was just absolute. And then further indicative of how bad he was Red Rifle came in and put up 25 points on the Vikings and just made Winston look completely inept and bad in his first 3 starts.
But that's another one, right? Like, the Saints do not have a good offensive line right now. Latavius Murray had a nice week in London. You know, he was able to score a tutty, but their offensive line does not look great. Kamara was not there. I mean, he also hasn't really just played. He's been playing injured. And
I think Latavius Murray's actually got claims somewhere. I think
he went to the Broncos.
The Broncos.
Yep.
So now he gets to go behind another bad offensive scheme.
So wait, he was called up, played in London,
yes,
and then they put
and
him
then
back on the
he was on the P squad, I think.
Yeah,
and then
he's on the practice squad, so you can get claimed anytime, even though you technically can get called up. You can be sent down like the Irishman.
Sent down like the Irishman. On the flip, okay. The other question I have is like, all right, who has no excuses, right? Like, so you say Winston has a bad line, Fields has a bad line, Mayfield probably has a bad line. Like, who has no excuses for how bad that they are playing?
But that's an easy answer for me.
Who's not proportionate to what the talent in front of them?
Do you want to go, Trey?
Well, I think the correct answer here is a certain man from Arizona, Kyler Murray. He has not been good. He's been rough, although that may be because of Cliff Kingsbury. His first halves have been really hard to start out.
Yeah, I feel like it's Matt Ryan. Because I think that considering you're in a division that is not good, like it's not. It's the dumpster fire of the division, not your show, which is good. It's the opposite of that. It's a little trash on fire. So I look at Matt Ryan. He's got fumbling issues nonstop, and their offensive line has definitely taken its bumps. But I don't think you could look at Matt Ryan's play and go, yeah, he's good. He has 9 fumbles. He's not making some great decisions and throws, and it's a bit rough.
I think in his argument, his offensive line has been really disappointing this year.
They do not look the same. No,
Quentin Nelson and Ryan Kelly have not been the same linemen that we have expected from the Colts. Like, when you think Colts, you think big, rough bunions that are going to mess shit up and go to the bar and just start pounding the random Scottish people over there, or maybe the Northern Irishmen, those inbreds. But instead, we get them sent to Glue Factory. And what do?
We get them sent to the Glue Factory. Yeah.
As I said, my accent is just going
to the
all
Glue
over the place now.
It's just bouncing all around.
Yes.
It really was.
Hey, doing accents is hard, man.
I mean, that's the thing. I don't think
we're not professionals.
I don't think he's the worst one. Like, I don't think he goes into the category of being the worst, but I feel like Russell Wilson also is in that category of, like, he just hasn't been impressive. So
No. I think that he has a little bit of an excuse is Stafford with the elbow, right? Like, his arm is not there, but he
leading the league in interceptions.
His line is a hot mess.
His
line does look bad, though. They are missing.
Andrew Whitworth has been a problem. They're down to their third or fourth string center. I think they've, certain guys haven't really stepped up the way they've expected them to, and their run game has been completely atrocious. So at the end of the day, the Rams may it's not being Rams' house. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I mean, for them to be 2-2 for as mediocre as Stafford has played, maybe that's credit to him for him being shitty. But he hasn't looked good. Like, and also he can't find Allen Robinson. Like, come on, like, what are you doing?
They threw it to Tyler Higbee and Cooper Kupp 36.
It was all Cooper Kupp and Higbee was like sprinkled in there. Yep.
Brady has also looked pedestrian as well. That's another one that, and you know, he's going through a divorce to be 2-2. Like, come on, you got to be out there slaying it if you're gonna divorce a supermodel.
Well, how can you expect Tom Brady to do anything when they're only running the ball 6 times in a game?
All right, now Tree.
I agree. I accidentally clicked that. I didn't mean
This is what your money buys. It's called a punishment for a reason. Not only do we punish the host, we punish our listeners.
Punish
as
you.
well. We punish.
We like
You.
punishing you, to be honest.
All right,
Yeah.
Tree. Now go back to your actual speaking voice and do this auction of champions read.
Thank you. Yes. Oh, thank God. That was that was rough. But our sponsor today is also second sponsor, Auction of Champions. They're our newer sponsor. They've had a couple sponsors here. Aaron Rodgers helmet from Mr. Tom Grassi. Really nice. Authenticated as well. I already see the verification from Fanatic Sports, so we're all good there. Also 5 points. He has a nice little Giants helmet here, but I do have something here that I got delivered as well. I have not opened this up yet. Looks like a nice little Stellar helmet, which is a terrible idea because technically the Steelers should wipe my taint, but that's enough for me.
Okay, hold on.
Let's do a
Before you
couple
look at it,
Yes.
who could it even be on? Like TJ Watt? I'd be like, yeah, that's
I got the nice little
Ooh,
duffel bag too.
I think it's gonna be like Roethlisberger, which would
Just,
be hilarious.
dude, if it's Ben Roethlisberger and
What if it's
Antonio Brown,
Franco Harris?
Let's go here.
I wanna
Najee.
see here. Who
Here we
could it
go. I
be?
think I figured this out.
Don't get your greasy fat
Go.
fingers
Ooh,
all over
look
it.
at this.
a nice helmet.
Nice. Najee Harris, it looks like.
Oh, Najee Harris, there you go.
nice. Look at that.
Maybe we'll have someone to block for him this time.
Yeah.
nice looking
that's a
helmet.
pretty looking helmet right there. Look at that.
Very nice.
Put that on the shelf. Can we get a look at the?
There.
Yeah, it has a thing on
It
it.
has like a little thing up the top here.
Yeah, yeah.
but at the
it's a
same time, I
replica.
mean-
it's not a real helmet. But
Let's see if I can
All right.
put this on here.
can you show the way? Oh, look, it fits.
Yes.
Sort of.
If it
Can
fits
you got to show the website too for the
Yes,
read as
definitely.
well. Where
But in
can
the
you get
meantime-
stuff like that at
Auction of champions.com.
champions.com? There's a link
There you
below. And share the screen.
Definitely.
video?
Let me
Oh yeah,
grab
here,
that
there's somebody
real
that
quick.
got a Dawkins
you
football
go.
and trading card. Yes. And remember, if you go to auctionsofchampions.com and you sign up as someone to bid, make sure that you tell them that Clickbait Sports, there's like a drop down menu that says you can tell them where you heard of us. Make sure you say Clickbait Sports. It'll really help us out and we'll get more cool memorabilia as well. Let's look at some auctions real
Auction
quick.
of champions. Let's take a
Go
look
to
at some of these auctions. There's a couple
auctions, go to
special
Thursday.
auctions.
Yeah.
Back. Let's go for tomorrow's auctions.
Bulk
And then
lots.
11.
Ooh, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. I mean, that makes
Ooh.
pretty back. A couple Jamar Chase autographed helmets. Jason
Oh.
Tatum. Couple.
Ooh, we got
practice balls.
baseball stuff.
Yep.
Jeter
Julius
stuff.
Dr. J ABA. Not bad.
Nice.
Derek
They have-
Jeter Hall of Fame autograph balls. Joe
that's
Burrow. Magic
Mhm.
Johnson.
Magic signed it.
Barry Sanders. Barry
A lot of
Sanders
Jamar
helmets.
Chase. A lot of
The
Irwin
Enter
Johnson.
Sandman signed OML baseballs. So
Ooh, is that Mariano? Look how
Yeah,
neat his
Mariano.
penmanship
Magic
is. That's-
Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's
Cal
nice.
Ripken? I see some
Acuna,
Cal Jr.
Dion autographed rookie cards. Actually, a couple
Wow,
rookie
you
cards.
can
I don't
get
think
it
they're
all.
autographed, but they are mint rookie cards.
Nice.
Al Kaline signed baseball items.
Oh, that's a jersey right there.
Yeah, a couple, jersey, a bat, and a picture.
Okay.
Not
Let's
bad.
let's
That's enough.
thank you so much, Auctions of Champions, for sponsoring
Definitely.
the stream. And let's get on. And Tree, put your Irish accent back on duty. Look, there's a cat.
But I don't want to talk in this Irish accent. Are you crazy?
All right. Big story coming out of the NFL today was the guy who did the gender, whatever, the Tom, the guy that made vegans look bad, like because
Oh, yeah,
he was
so-
a vegan protester and not pretty. What happened? He ran around with a looked like
a smoke bomb thing.
a smoke bomb from Apocalypse Now, and then he gets hit by Bobby Wagner because security guy tore his ACL trying to chase him down. Bobby Wagner hits him in the face. Now this guy, well, he just tackled him, and now this guy is filed a police report against Bobby Wagner because his feelings got hurt. Now, if there are actual charges levied against Bobby Wagner, that has got to be the downfall of society, don't you think? Where you can be the one causing the mischief and then you get hurt and now everyone else is in trouble?
If you think about it, there have been a couple situations like this in terms of the law. There have been people who have thrown broken glass in restaurants, slip on the ice, break their legs. They end up successfully suing the restaurant. People who break into people's houses, they end up suing because they get hurt or shot or something like that. Maybe it's a situation where it's like, oh, I was just trying to reveal my gender of being a pussy to the world. And I decided, you know what? I wanted to get, it's a Make-A-Wish campaign. Maybe I wanted to get decked by Bobby Wagner and to Karis McKinley. You know, maybe it's like that. But this, completely honest with you, this guy should be arrested for first-degree butthurt. It's bad.
Tom, as a vegan, okay, I gotta ask you. So that was his cause, was veganism. As a vegan,
so that wasn't like his cause. So the thing that he's actually advocating for, because I actually didn't know. Like,
okay,
we're not connected to the green, which we just know what all vegans think.
Yes.
So what it is like there is a case that's going on right now in which you had 2 animal activists save 2 piglets from a factory farm, which had like terrible conditions. Like there was significant animal abuse going on. Like the conditions were absolutely horrid. So they saved them. And now those 2 people are being tried significantly. And they're arguing like, hey, it's like if you see like a dog in like the back of a hot car or something and you break the window and save the dog, kind of same thing. But because of like lobbying and all like factory farm laws and stuff, they're not allowed to show any of like the footage of like the farm and stuff like that, like to the jury, even though it's all online. So like, that's what I'm not saying what he did of like running onto a football field is a smart idea. Cause I think that's a really stupid idea because I think it can bring some awareness by wearing a shirt, but I don't know how many people are going to be like, oh, okay. Like, let's go and take a look at this now. So yeah, that's what the whole thing was for.
Yeah. It's kind of on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have an opinion on all of that. I think everyone, if you just suck, you should be thrown into a meat grinder. Like that's how
I think for like
you should just be.
We were talking about this on the stream, like when a guy ran up, like when he ran on the field and like he got hit. And I was like, is there something like on the back of the ticket, right? So like when you buy a ticket and it was saying like, you know, listen, if you run on the field and you get smacked, like, hey, they're not liable for anything. Because I feel like there has to be something that's
there's posted signs that any, attempt onto the field is trespassing. Like you're not allowed to be on the field. And
because
that's why
you don't see players hit people often. And I'm wondering if it's because fear of like legislation that's going to come, like potentially like legal ramifications that could come after it. So
I guess, but Wagner can claim that he felt threatened. You don't know what he has. Like,
right. If you think about it, I believe the guy got smoke burns from holding the canister, if I remember correctly.
Him or Bobby Wagner?
No, the guy.
The guy. That's
the guy that we used to do in ancient Ireland.
He should sue the smoke canister manufacturer.
Well, what they did in those days, we used to find vegans. We used to skin them alive and then use them as coats in the winter.
What?
How'd that work out?
It worked out pretty well, actually. We used to tan the hide and the leather, and we used to make it for nice couches.
Tree just wants to eat people.
He does. Like the cannibalism really coming through.
Yeah. Is Brownie a member of the Donner Party? That's what I want to know.
That's not even Brownie. That's just Tree. He's just like, this is finally the side. He's like, I saw that Jeffrey Dahmer thing over the weekend, and boy, oh boy, I took the wrong messages away from it.
He's like, I haven't even seen that yet, but I do know details about the starting.
The sign says 5 guys, and I don't taste a single one of them in this burger.
Well, 5 tastes 5 guys in different ways, though. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, hey now. Don't comment on my life.
Yeah, I think like that kind of, again, like that's not really, like that kind of protesting, I think it's, I don't know. It doesn't really help anybody.
Right, it makes people hate your cause.
I think they're responding to like the negative publicity is good publicity. I think that's what they're shooting for. But I
get that. I just think in terms of it's also, I think it's easier used for like fodder to be like, oh man, vegans are so terrible. Like I feel like that is what it's going to be used for.
Yeah, and
instead.
that's the thing. It's like, and the first person I thought of when people were trying to like dunk on vegans, they're like, "Oh, isn't it always about vegan?" I'm like, "Well, Tom's not like that. Like Tom's a vegan, and you don't put it in our face that you're vegan."
The
And
only
like, you
time
don't.
I've talked about it is when people literally bring it up, and I'm just like,
Right. And
I
it's
eat
a
plants, that's it.
dietary choice. It's not a lifestyle, at least to me, I don't think so. But like some people do treat it as a lifestyle. But I mean, it's like being a fan of a sports team. Some people are obnoxious as soon as a team gets to 500. They're like, "We're going Super Bowl!" Like this fake ass Cleveland Browns.
Well, they're only
member
going to
right
tank
here.
bull. They're going tank bull.
But yeah, not everyone is represented. Like, yeah, not one. Don't let one vegan spoil the bunch.
I think it's also like, again, a lot of people are just like, vegans are X, Y, and Z, and yet they've never met one in real life because they haven't brought it up. But it's just like, we got this internet idea from Reddit that like and I'm just like, nobody knows. Like, I go out to a place and like, obviously I'm gonna hopefully go to a restaurant that has something I can eat, and that's the only time people are gonna hear about it. So
yeah, imagine getting your ideas from Reddit.
Yeah, to me, it's kind of a tough market. Like, probably the most meat eating crowd is the football fan, wouldn't you think?
Oh, dude,
like,
100%.
That's who is eating the meat.
That's how idiots are.
See, the thing that gets worn on Packers fans' heads, like it's a thing of cheese, and I've been allergic to dairy forever.
And you're allergic to it, so I don't know why you're a Packers fan. You should join the Browns. Where are these vegan?
We eat people over here at the Browns.
We eat people.
It's technically vegan.
All right, so yeah, I don't think that. I think the headline too by ESPN is like, "Oh, he filed a police report." Well, that doesn't mean any charges were levied. Yeah, that I can file a police report on urinating tree right now and say, "Hey, this guy eats people." Okay, next topic on the docket. Actually, Tom, do the read before we get to the next topic.
Oh, DraftKings?
You expect me to read?
Oh, I didn't know I was doing it. I don't have it up.
Oh, you don't have it up? Oh, you wanted me to read that shit twice?
I thought you were just doing it twice.
No. Oh,
welcome to Clickbait, folks.
We gotta share it's called division of labor here.
I did mine last week.
You did them both? Did you do them both?
No, I did the Auction of Champions last week.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Then start reading. It's not hard. It's just
Hold on, I gotta pull it up again.
That you read. It was sent to. This is the worst ad.
This is easily out of context.
No Scooter, no Brandon to keep us on track.
Okay,
Where
found
is Scooter, by the way?
I found it. Okay, I'm gonna read it in the greatest voice I can
like
possibly
Texas
do.
or something.
I'll do a dramatic reading of it.
Do it in Irish.
You should do it in Irish.
No, come on, we're not gonna do it again.
Okay,
I feel like it's Scottish what you're doing, Tree, but.
It's not, I don't know if it's even Scottish or Irish or Indian or
It's
Pakistani.
Scottish.
I
You
don't
go
even
like
know
that.
anymore.
It's Italian. Trust me.
It's officially fall, which means football season is in full swing. While teams are spending their week practicing and prepping for their next game, you can get into some of the action too. This fall, join DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. It's dishing out a sweet offer for all their new customers. All new customers need to do is sign up and use promo code Clickbait. Bet any $5 on any football team to win and receive an additional $200.
I feel like we need an echo. Yeah.
If your bet cashes. That's right, folks. You heard me right. $5. If you win, you get $200. That means you got $205. And plus what you won. I don't know how much you won, but you could get that. And also, you could do the fantasy stuff too. But download DraftKings Sportsbook and use Clickbait. Receive the $200. $5. DraftKings.
Hell yeah.
Black Panther.
A man, a woman,
November.
have sex. Later, they have a baby.
All right. I even do that accent.
And Tree tries to eat
if Lord of the Rings ended like that, where a tree just came out and ate Frodo, that would be a twist.
That was what Tolkien was going for. He was like, look, the veiled message was cannibalism the whole time.
That's what
All
the ring is
cannibalism.
about. The 7 rings. That's why they become ringwraiths.
Yes,
Because they
best
got into
ad read
cannibalism
ever.
and they now torment the earth and have to eat people.
This fall. It's like, so when we were watching, what was it? I forget what we were, there was like all the local politician ads were on, like they think during the last stream that I was doing. And you ever seen Parks and Rec when they start doing like the Bobby Newport ads?
Like Bobby
No.
Newport.
Like that's just what it sounds like. Every
Ah.
politician ad should be read just like
Got
that now.
you. It should be like every politician should be introduced like they're at a WWE event and like Sparks and everything. Like just call it what it is. It's
Brownie
show
the
business. Politics
Way
is
too
show
left
business.
for our populace.
You didn't let me
I'm
finish.
Brownie
the
the
joke.
Elf, and I approve this message.
Politics is show business for ugly people. That's
Bobby Newport.
Bobby Newport. All right, let's look at big topic. I don't know if you talked about it on GPS because I don't watch GPS. It's too early in the morning for me. How can we fix Tom Brady's marriage? Okay.
No,
we need to give
this on GPS.
what? You haven't talked about this? Look.
No,
We need to
what do I have to
dispense-
say? I'm sorry. Let's talk. Hold on for a hot second. I put out a tweet. What do I have to possibly say to Tom Brady? What could I say? Yeah, Tom, take marriage advice from me, and you'll keep the whole
we got-
family together. No, so you know what? Tom Grossi just stays out of this conversation because Tom Grossi don't know. Don't know.
Well, from your
let's
experience.
put it in the situation that a certain colleague of mine that I totally do not know did back in ancient Ireland. Okay, well, this person and his wife were going through a bit of a sparkle, and his wife was seeing a certain individual, also known as Billy the Blacksmith. And Billy the Blacksmith, unfortunately, decided to sneak in when this Irishman was coming back home after a hard day at the mine. So what does he do? He grabs his pickaxe and just smashes them both. And I mean, the marriage saved. And then he has enough food to last like 5 months.
Tree, I gotta be honest. I do not know the last 10 seconds of anything you just said.
I don't know.
Came home from the mine,
I'm
grabbed the
losing my
pickaxe,
mind.
and then it was like dirty Lucky Charms. that's what I heard, and that was
Billy
it.
the Blacksmith was always after me, Lucky Charms. That's why I stopped him.
What is this show? I feel like Scooter, the ghost of Scooter today is like, what are we doing with our lives? Like that is the first thing.
Erna has never been
That's
happier to go to this game. This game's
I
gonna be
just-
trash.
I'm just
It's gonna
trying
be- it's
to
gonna be-
imagine what.
my
a
question
count-
is, do you think Zach Wilson has a chance with Giselle?
no.
Dude, I can't
Not
believe
tall
AB
enough.
posted like that.
Oh, yeah.
that photo of
Yeah.
Giselle all over him. It's just
Mhm. Now listen, imagine you're the counselor that has to
Nope.
deal with Giselle and Tom and their otherworldly problems. Like it's just like, well, like how do you simplify that down to like Tom keeps leaving the seat up, and whenever he comes to my house here, because they've been living in separate houses, like he's always fart. Like it just leaves you to believe that no matter who people are, they're still humans at the end of the day, and they're bitching despite whatever their, whatever scale it is. Their problems are probably similar to ours in some way. Is this, you don't like someone and you're sick of them. That's probably
in
what it
ancient
is.
Ireland, what we used to do instead of divorces, what we would do is take a cow and then slit its throat. Then we'd have enough food to last for the next 5 years. Or we drink a Guinness. One of both.
I really thought that was going to be, instead of getting a divorce, you just ate their wife. Like I really, considering how these
Oh, come on, I'm
conversations
not
have
a
gone.
one-trick pony here.
The
That's
fact
for
that you're eating a cow
afterwards.
is
That's
actually
for 3 years
normal.
down the
I was like,
line when
okay,
we have
that one's
another baby
going
boy.
okay.
Is Tree on acid today? What is going on? Okay,
don't
now
know.
since that wasn't really a sports topic, I think they'll be fine. Like Giselle makes $1 billion, Tom Brady
She makes more
$1
money than Tom
billion.
Brady.
Yeah, like it just goes to show you that the adage is true. No matter who she is, somebody's sick of her. That's all I gotta say.
I think it was because it reminds me of like, what was it? Because like Bill Gates got divorced. And then
Yeah,
who
over
was it? Was it
Epstein.
like around the same exact time?
Bezos got divorced
It was
too.
Bezos and it
He
was
gave
Gates,
her
and
half
like the
the
memes that were
company.
going around. It was like, these guys are the richest people on the planet. If they can't do it, what makes you think I can?
Right. Don't feel bad. Like, come on.
Listen, sometimes it don't work out.
Sometimes it doesn't. All right, let's actually talk about football. It's time to put on our goggles for 2020. Like, what?
I was just singing Jeffrey Bezos by Bo Burnham.
Oh, okay. Also, Jeffrey Bezos, he's the only billionaire with negative drip. Like, his outfits are not coordinated at all. Like, he just doesn't.
Talking about Jeffrey.
Yep. Anyways, looking back at the biggest off-season moves so far, we're gonna put on our hindsight and just see which ones were good and which ones were bad. I know what I'm gonna talk about, but I'm gonna call on Tree first, and I'm hoping that you drop some knowledge on us, and it's not related to eating another person.
Well, it's not about eating people, but maybe you have
It's
to
a
eat
really high
contracts
bar.
later down the line. I would say your biggest move, obviously, is about a certain Brandon who went to Denver. Not Aaron Rodgers. They were trying to get Aaron Rodgers. It was to be Russell Wilson, who enjoys a certain angry danger witch, if you say so myself.
It's your sandwich. It's called the Danger Witch, and it's dangerously good. Be careful, though. It's spicy.
Well, he ain't spicy in Denver either. His performance is a lot worse than Geno Smith.
If it came out that he ate children, I would not be surprised.
Honestly,
Listen.
it wouldn't surprise me if he ate children. That dude
If he
scares
ate
the crap
people,
out of me.
That
And
one,
I ate kids.
I wouldn't. Like,
Here- Who is Russell Wilson's backup?
Brett Rippon.
Brett Rippon. Okay.
just go rip
Could
it.
you imagine how bad the Broncos would be if Wilson wasn't there, though? That's the thing that
See, I think they would be last year. I literally think they'd be the same exact team
I
last
think
year.
they're technically the same thing if you think about it. They've done
Yeah.
everything to fix their quarterback and bad offensive scheming, and they're having the same problems.
Well, Nathaniel Hackett's not the guy. So, who would you say won that trade so far, 4 games into the season?
I would say that it has to be Seattle because they're getting better quarterback production.
And that's the thing. I don't even know if they want the better. Like, I'm not saying they're advocating for it, but if you're Seattle, like, you don't want the better. Like, you want a really nice pick from your pick that you're going to have in the first round, and then you also want Denver's really nice pick also. So,
I think actually Denver at
Seattle's
this rate,
winning.
Denver might have a worse pick than Seattle.
I
See, the
I
thing
think
is,
Seattle is definitely winning that. Let's just say there. Well, I don't have a ton. There are a couple of people I have talked to around the league, and they're like, "Oh, Wilson is fleecing Denver right now, like fleecing them." And again, you know, he came back from an injury, got shut up by the Packers the week that he came back, you know, and we kind of like wrote it off of like his struggles because he didn't turn the ball over too much, but we didn't say like, okay, he wasn't washed because like he came back from a finger injury, whatever. But I don't know. I think it's another example of like, it's a mess of things. They have so many injuries that are going on right now. Like Javonte Williams is gone for the year, right? Tim Patrick was gone before they even started. Nathaniel Hackett is struggling as a head coach. I think that like, it's just not what and unfortunately I've watched a couple of Broncos primetime games. What you see in Wilson is like, he's not playing loose. And it's just that every time he even goes to run, he hesitates and it's like, all right, now I'll go. And then by that point, a defender is already there. So I think I don't know if it's just uncomfortable. I don't know.
Well, it's because they didn't yell run or pass. Run or pass. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Run or pass.
See, I think right now it's too easy to claim that Seattle won the deal because
It is.
Look, Geno Smith played against Detroit, a team that's just giving up points. Like they're not even trying to play defense right now. And they're banged up. I get it, but they're just not even attempting to play defense, and they're making a lot of quarterbacks look good. So I think if you give a bit bigger sample size, you know, maybe 8 games, like you'll know who won this deal.
Yeah.
But man, it looks really good for Seattle right now. They were able to get a bunch of draft picks. They're getting good play out of Geno Smith, who worked his ass off. He was like, hey, I'm getting this opportunity. I'm going to take advantage of it. But yeah, it's just too early to tell for there. Tom, do you have an off-season move that you would like to dissect almost a quarter into the season?
I mean, one of the big ones that the Bears kind of looked meh about, but I understand they needed it for cap, is the Chargers bringing on Khalil Mack. I mean, like, he has, 6 sacks already, or at least 5 sacks? He's been playing pretty darn well. And I think that defense needed to improve. And, Herbert looked back at form when he was playing this past Sunday. So I think, getting Mack was kind of I don't want to say it was under the gun or like under the radar, because it was pretty big when it came out, but I feel like it got lost in the shuffle because the AFC West was supposed to be so loaded. And now the way that the Raiders are playing, the way that the Broncos are playing, the Chargers can look around and be like, hey, you know what? Like, the Chiefs are probably still going to win the division, but we can get second place and potentially still make it into the wild card.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that move. Yeah. I mean, anytime you can add Khalil Mack, like, you should freaking do it. Like, what?
You should say that to the Raiders. They traded him away and got next to nothing for him.
Yeah, that's true. It's hard to believe that Mack has been shipped twice.
Dude, but I mean, like, look at that too. Let's look at the Raiders for the hottest of seconds, right? The Raiders trade a first-round pick, right, and more for Devontae Adams. They give him a ton of money. And for the Packers, a lot of people were like, oh my God, that's the worst deal ever. But he didn't want to play there anymore, so there's not much you can do. They get their first rounder. They're happy with that. And then what winds up happening is now you don't know if, like, your QB is for real, in terms of, like, we were giving him all the weapons. We're giving him what we can. How much do you want? I mean, Joshy Boy is not the coach. Like, I don't think he's going
Josh
to.
McDaniels has never been the coach.
He's
Everyone
not
should have known
going to
that.
be there. He's not it. But Josh Jacobs, who's running well when they give him the football. I know he's been playing a little injured. He's running well, but this is his contract year. He's done after this if they don't want to take him back. So then you're going to have questions on your running back. You're going to have questions on your quarterback. And now you also have a wide receiver who's very, very good. I love Devontae Adams. He is a little bit older. So, like, there's questions that you're going to have to answer very, very soon. They're not great questions.
No. All right. There's another move that I want to talk about, off-season move. Pivotal, and this one may win the team that got him a Super Bowl. That's Von Miller signing with the Bills, looking every bit worth of whatever they gave him. It's hard to believe that Denver, like, still got rid of him. I mean, obviously they had a fire sale. They were trying to get whatever they could. They didn't think they would re-sign him. They sent him to LA. He's a rental, wins another Super Bowl, could get a third Super Bowl here.
He's playing great.
Yeah, he's playing outstanding. He's legitimizing the Bills' defense. I mean, they're already
with all their
good.
Secondary injuries too. I mean, like, having that D-line being able to get after him.
Yeah, it just looks like, I mean, to say that, oh, what a genius move to sign Von Miller. That seems like I'm stating the obvious, but it really has worked out for them. And I think that if ultimately the Bills do win the Super Bowl, which they seem to be the odds-on favorite now, he's going to be making huge plays in the postseason for them, for sure.
I mean, he came along the Rams, and that was, like, the playoffs. He was crucial. Like, that he very much, him and Odell, like, were great in the playoffs.
Yeah. Speaking of, the Giants signed. Speaking of going back to their team, the Giants signed Landon Collins. And that means that the Giants are playing the Packers this weekend. It's time for us to talk a little smack. You
get to talk smack. The only smack you've got is a slap across the right-hand face like my wife did this morning.
You know, it was great as I was walking the dog earlier today, and, like, I saw a neighbor who, like, I talk to, like, every now and then, but I don't really know him that well. And he knows I'm a Packers fan because I'm outside. And
you outside? You go outside?
I know.
Every time I go outside,
my skin's
as white as your skin is.
Every now and then. And he's just like, hey, how's it going? I was like, hey, how's it going? As I'm walking past him, he's like, oh, go Giants. Like, it's like,
Listen, I don't think signing Landon Collins is going to help this defense. Now, the one area that you guys are weak on is run defense. We've got Saquon.
Yes.
I think that's the only way that we're going to be in this game is if Saquon gets like 200 yards. Looks like Daniel Jones is going to go. He's been at practice. It doesn't seem as serious. Maybe they've got him on the injury report to try to get you to waste some time game planning for Davis Webb. But no, I mean, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be at 9:30 in the morning, which, to me is great because you just wake up and you eat your tea and crumpets and you be like, bloody hell, that's rubbish right there, right? That's an Australian accent who spent some time in Britain. But I think, the Giants are going to surprise you. You just struggled with the Patriots, who took you to overtime, and Bailey Zappi, third string quarterback. So if Daniel Jones is healthy and they can run the ball, I still think the Giants lose it in a close one. But that's not going to prevent me from.
No, I think it's going to be a close game. I think
Giants.
Exactly what you said. I think that the things I'm concerned about is, like, last week it is against the Bears, but your pass rush was good against the Bears, and our O-line at certain points have struggled a little bit. That's fantastic.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer.
He likes eating people too, I think.
Yeah, it's crazy when we have meet our fans.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
So I think that the pass rush is a little concerning for me, and it's the run game. I mean, Daniel Jones, I don't think is going to be the most mobile human being, considering he's already dealing with his ankle, right?
Like, you're taking away his best asset right now, which is running for his life. I think if the pass rush can get after him, like if Gary and Smith can get after him, that would be really solid. Jair also practiced, and Jair was not there last week. Adrian Amos, who was in concussion protocol, he's back too. He was back practicing. He got knocked out early of the Patriots game. So I think the secondary is going to be fine. It's literally just going to be about stopping the run. And I think I think that your defense is not as good as the Patriots defense. So I think we should be able to move the ball a little bit better. It's just going to be a matter of, can we stop Saquon Barkley? Because if you're able to keep Rodgers off the field, it could be a really, really close game. Yeah, and that's the other thing is, like, the best defense for the Giants is to control the ball. Like, you see like a team like the Ravens, they held the Bills to 23 points just because they just kept the freaking ball the whole game, and they kept the ball out of Josh Allen's hands. But when it mattered, they couldn't stop them from scoring. They also made some horrible decisions. Like, they should have taken the points, but obviously John Harbaugh has no confidence in his defense because he was like, hey, we're going to go for it right here with 4 minutes left. And you're going to have to stop them or else we're screwed. But I think, it should. I'm hoping it'll be a close game. I'm hoping that Rodgers doesn't just pick the Giants secondary part. When you're signing a guy like Landon Collins, who, was great when he was young and
back
healthy.
in the heyday,
yeah. But if if nobody wanted him up to this point, there's a reason, and that's because he's probably lost a step. He probably can fit into Martindale's system, but he's probably going to be just used as a gap safety pressure. And anytime, and it's pretty clear this year in the NFL, like, if you're not going to do two deep shells, like, you're either going to sack the quarterback or get burnt. So it seems like the only way to stop a passing game this year has been to put two safeties deep.
You have to.
And if they're gonna go single safety high, quarterbacks are just like, let me just lick my chops. And Rodgers is not the guy to do that against. I'll tell you.
I mean, Rodgers in that first half he looked bad. Like, he looked legit rusty watching that game. Like, he was just missing throws. Net receivers didn't help, but, like, the O-line didn't help too. Like, they've been showing plays ever since the game. Like, Lazard got open on a go route, and Rodgers didn't have time to see him because Jones got blown up in pass protection.
He still thinks he's throwing to Devontae Adams. That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, like, he still forced the ball at times to Allen Lazard. And listen, their second half, completely different story. Like, he was really, really good, and he was bombing it. Like, there was one throw to Lazard down the sideline, which was perfect. And he definitely got into a rhythm. And I think, there's some solace to be had because Christian Watson, he got his first touchdown, which it was a rushing one, but I love the motion that they were doing pre-snap. And then on top of that, Romeo Doubs got a touchdown. So I think if these rookies are able to come along a little bit more, like, that would be pretty great.
Yeah, I was actually happy that you won. I was rooting for you to pull that win out.
Not yet.
Because
Not yet.
Give it about 6 months.
I don't know
what are you at right now, Tom?
I'm pretty sure Tree has a lot more.
What are you at right now? How many subs?
347. Hold on, 347.
I'm at 347. We're tied, bitch.
181.
What
are you at? I'm at 347, 181.
I'm at 347, 311.
Okay.
Suck
See?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Suck
You're
it.
past you tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe. I don't know. It's been
And then Tom will drink the blood of his
It's been a
enemies.
rough year. That was the worst smack talking session I've ever had.
We
All right,
just,
let's
we just did a breakdown and analysis of it. We're talking about shells. We're talking about two deep safeties.
Yeah, well, you're ugly, Tom. So there.
Yeah.
And doo-doo pee-pee.
Well,
Rubber.
5 years
I'll have my
so
subs
bald,
to keep me
so
warm
have
at
fun
night.
with that.
Yeah, actually, you're a handsome man, Tom. I don't want
try.
to insult you like that. All right, let's preview the Thursday night game.
Oh God, we have to.
Can we not preview the Thursday night game?
Before we do the countdown, I think that this is going to be the worst game of the year. Over under on catastrophic injuries. I'm going to set it 3.
Do you think it's still going to be worse than San Fran Denver though?
Dude, that was truly one of the worst primetime games I've ever seen, and it was so boring. It was incredibly boring.
I mean, if you make it worse than last week's game when nobody paid attention after a certain situation that everyone saw coming a mile away, you've got problems.
A lot of these primetime games sucked this year because I've streamed every single one, and a lot of them have not. Yeah, Tree has a ton of subs.
Yeah, Tree has
I like
540.
Yeah, we were there for his 500K live stream.
Yeah. Scooter still has the most. I think
Scooter's over. I think he's like 600.
600.
He'll get to 1 million. Scooter. I probably won't get to 1 million.
I ain't getting to 1 million.
I mean, maybe in year 2030. Maybe.
No, I don't think it's going to be 2030 for me. I'll probably get banned before then.
You ever look at your Social Blade future projections and you're like, oh, I have 1 million subs in 20 years. Thank you. No, I think tonight is gonna suck, but we have to take a winner
and no Taylor. Like I think honestly the defense. It depends on what defense shows up. I think the Broncos defense might make Matt Ryan's life absolutely miserable. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game just because of the D line of the Colts and the Broncos offense just as it is. So yeah, I think it's gonna be super duper low scoring. Brownie doesn't have a YouTube channel.
Brownie doesn't have a YouTube channel. He just hit us. Nick is hitting us with facts. I'm gonna take the Broncos in a score of 3-0.
Oh my God, please.
It's football though, and we will watch.
I think it's gonna be 5-3.
Oh,
this sounds so bad.
I think score.
You know what? I'm gonna go wild here. I think the Broncos win 17-13.
Okay.
I know the fact that they're both
that's an offensive overload. You better be careful.
Business, but
you know what? I think on a serious note, I think it'll be 23-20, something like that.
It's not gonna be fun though.
Brownie, do you have a prediction? You YouTuber with 0 subs.
I have more than subs. My subs are unfortunately in here.
How tasty
the voices talk to
He's
me.
eating them. Every time he has his sub, he's like, "That's
the voices tell me to burn things." Also, I will say it's probably going to be about a 10-7 score.
10-7. Wow, it's that ugly. Okay, all right. It's countdown time.
Thank God we can finally end this shitty accent for
Tom,
once.
Can you rap for us?
No,
this
can
time?
we please make Tree do it in the Irish? It's the last time
yes, Tree,
please.
Tree,
Okay.
you rap.
Here we go.
Yes, get your last sentence.
Oh yeah. Are you ready for a good times, baby?
I want to cross the pond now, baby.
2019, 18, 17, 16, 15, 4. Your mother ate a pussy and your mother's a whore. I went back and ate all the children at the lovely school. And now I'm probably going to be arrested, so now I'm going to run. Goodbye, everybody. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. I voted for winner.
I think I heard eating children and then something about my mom being a sex worker.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
This is the most bizarre show. Barker's going to have fun cutting this
I made
thing up.
$77.14.
It was like half.
$77.14.
crap.
I know I didn't win.
Tree.
Oh, no. 182.36.
Let's go, boys.
155.90. The punishment continues. Somebody had a good.
I'm going to go hang myself now.
What was that punishment that was on Twitter? What was that one that someone?
No punishments on Twitter, dude. We don't need another shitty accent like this. Please.
No, there was one that someone had a good suggestion.
2019, 18, 17.
It was in the notifications, man. I can't
No.
remember.
He just dresses up as Canada.
Oh, nice.
Not even that Canada, just Canada.
So he's got to wear like the typical stereotypical Canadian. He's got to have
No. The entire region, the entire thing, like the whole cutout of
So he's got
Canada.
to wear a jean jacket, sleeveless top, jorts, right?
He talks like
Matching top
Letterkenny
and
the whole
bottom.
episode.
He's got to have a whole bottle of maple syrup. He's got to have poutine.
No, hold on.
and
He
cheese
dresses up
curds.
as Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, okay.
What?
Scooter's gonna come back and be
You
like,
are straight
"What?"
cannibalism the whole time and not even prompted. Oh my god.
Jeffrey Dahmer, are we gonna sign off on this?
Yeah,
And then
I
I think the thing is too is like he should be Jeffrey Dahmer, but not acknowledge that he's dressed like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Just every now and then he pulls out like a fake leg and just starts chewing on it. He's like, well, in my opinion, guys, everybody's taking
What I
no-
think too is like he has
Drink
to
the
go
blood of your
watch.
enemies.
He has to go watch Dahmer, and
Oh my
then
god.
and then dress like Jeffrey Dahmer, and then just subtly throw in references to the show.
I mean, dude, honestly, I got to go method acting. What I got to do is go to the inner city, find some gay men, and then drug them and kill them, and then store their bodies in a basement fridge.
how
I mean,
are we not? How are
he's
we
committed at least.
monetized?
I mean, hey, you gotta act, you gotta go all out. That's how it's been.
Uh-huh.
DraftKings
Where
is
was
gonna be like,
the-
you know what? Has Clickbait Sports been up to? Let's see how they're doing.
Whoa, God!
I don't know how this stream's
Oh.
even up. Like this has been atrocious. Just end the stream.
The punishment, the great suggestion was from Union is Blue is that Tom, you would have to stream a baseball game.
Oh god. I streamed like 2 innings of one because it was before the Aaron Rodgers like segment on ESPN. And I literally just called it. I was like, oh look, another ball. Oh look, another strike.
You did do a good job in Bros versus Pros, by the way, which I've got to ask
Thank
you. Do you want to be the announcer next year? But whatever,
is
we'll
it?
talk about after the show.
Okay.
Can we just end the show? So,
No,
what do you
what's
got?
Drew's
What do you guys?
doing?
What
What's
do you
Drew's
guys?
punishment?
Oh, Dahmer, right? He's got to like. I think he should just wear the serial killer glasses and just have to wear those the whole time, and then maybe wear something that Dahmer had in
Like plaid shirts.
Yes, yeah. He's got to dress like Jeffrey Dahmer, and we're not going to mention it at all. We're just going to only real heads that attended this show that stuck with
Only the
three-
real ones.
with the 2. Yeah, only real ones will know what it's in
Blonde
reference
wig,
to.
fans.
glasses,
Yes,
like
blonde
plaid,
wig, and
all
just
nine.
and then the crowd has got to figure out that it's Jeffrey Dahmer, and then at the end he'll just be like, "I ate your mother," but not how you think.
Eat your heart out, audience.
Yes, that's right.
Literally.
Okay, that's it. What do you guys have coming out?
That's what I was gonna ask you. Yeah, I'm streaming tonight's monstrosity of a game. Might do a team reaction video, but if the game sucks, then I won't. So that's what I'll do. I'll do Giants Packers roast coming out tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right.
I got Haters
Side
Guide to
bet?
the MLB postseason coming up tonight.
Baseball.
Yep, and then Hockey Haters Guide I'm going to start working on too. So it's just
Hockey.
busy. And I'll probably rip out my vocal cords and destroy this pathetic excuse for Leprechaun accent that I had.
I've got a video on what is the maximum distance for a field goal possible. It is quite interesting. Quite.
When's that coming out?
Saturday morning. So it's gonna be good. Gonna be good. All right. We will see y'all next week. Tree, try not to eat anyone.
But I like